Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is August 18th, 2015. All right, I want to show you something that I'm watching very closely on oil. So again, we're seeing very much the same pattern on oil as we've seen the last couple days, going back to Friday. Friday, oil was hovering around the flat line, slightly positive, and then look at what happened. Just from 2 o'clock to 2:30, remember, spot crude closes at 2:30, we saw a sharp sell-off. All right, so again, notice the sell-off here, and then crude is closed for the day, and that's why the USO usually just generally goes sideways, as it's after-hours electronic trading on oil. Then yesterday, we moved up again and kind of started to rally a little bit on oil, and then 2 o'clock to 2:30, that 30-minute period on the 10-minute chart, 1, 2, 3 bars, 10, 20, 30 minutes, down into the close, and then again after-hours electronic trading here. So notice again how that same pattern is repeating. So what I'm watching for very closely is whether or not we see that same sell-off between 2 and 2:30. All right, now again, obviously this is some hedge fund that's probably has a margin call and is forced to unload. So I'm curious to see if that happens. If you don't see that happen, I actually would have a positive outlook on oil, meaning that if that seller or that big seller that is taking the USO down this much in the last 30 minutes of spot crude's trading, if that seller is done or if they're not selling anymore, then in my opinion, you're going to see upside in spot crude. So again, I repeat, 2 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, that 30-minute stretch, watch to see if the same selling pressure comes in. Because actually, if you took away that selling pressure, okay, here and here, oil the last couple days would have actually been up. So it's that seller that's pushing it down, and then you're seeing a reflex bounce once that seller done selling until the next day. Like here, it reflexed up, and then again the sell-off. So watch that 2 to 2:30 period today. Let's see if that seller is still involved or if they're done. Okay. The other thing I want to point out here is a very clear, crisp trend line that I'm watching very closely. Take this high here, stretch it down to these highs, and look at that. Okay, so you basically have a beautiful trend line. So it's all going to come to a point here. My guess is into 2 o'clock, we're trading right around this level. And it's either not going to happen where the selling doesn't come in and it's going to break up, or you're going to see that selling come in and push it down. Again, I repeat, if you do not see that selling today, I expect a 3 to 5 day bounce on oil, generally 3 to 5 days. And I actually think you'll have a breakout where you're going to head all the way up short term. Probably by tomorrow, I think you could see the 1450 level right there, which is a gap fill. And I think in that 3 to 5 day span, you could actually go as high as 15. 15 is going to be a big resistance. Look at that resistance right there. Gap fill, pivot high, right across. But again, if we don't see that selling today, 2 to 2:30, I would say by early next week, you're at 15 on the USO. All right, guys, so I just wanted to pass this along to you. These are things that I find fascinating, and I want to make sure you guys are aware. So we'll take it one step at a time, see how it all goes, but very, very intriguing price action here on oil in the afternoon, early afternoon session, coming into that 2 o'clock, 2:30 time frame. Take